So, a little story. A lot of you know, or a lot of you may not know, but I used to work in a death row facility. Yes, I was a prison guard. I did it all. Law enforcement was my thing. Law enforcement was, it became my identity. It became, my last name became who I am, who I identified as. And I saw the American dream as a pension, as having medical for the rest of your life. And then one day, a glitch in the program. And it was me just being rebellious and thinking, that's just life. I'm supposed to just work, enjoy my days off, go on these vacations to this place, to Miami, to all these places that people go to, and then come back to work and then retire, have a family, then retire, and then die. And that didn't fit right with me. And I would see a lot of people doing things a little different. You'll see like, 0.5% of people that leave. And sometimes when people leave the job, people think that, oh my God, what are they doing? Like, they must be doing terrible. Or when you see people come into the job, a lot of times people are acting like, what did you do before? Like the job was above them. And I would just always analyze. I'm always studying, even when I didn't realize I was studying. But long story short, it's just a lot of thinking, a lot of glitching the program. And I realized I was in a program. I was in a loop. I became a prisoner of my mind. I became a prisoner of my body. I became a prisoner of the program. I became almost a statistic with just rebelling against the system. And I realized you can't fix a system. You can't destroy a system. You can't do anything. Meaning you can't control somebody else's system. You can't control somebody else's program. It's just like people are boycotting stores like Target. All you can do is starve it. All you can do is starve that system, starve that program, meaning you no longer feed it. And you create a new system. And that's all it is. Like, I'll bring Target, for example. You don't fight with Target. You just don't pay attention to it, and you start shopping somewhere else. And then eventually Target's like, hello, pay attention to me. So long story long, I stopped feeding that narrative. I stopped feeding that story, and I started to listen to a new story, a new thought that I wanted. I wanted out. I wanted to live in Miami. And I remember having this conversation, and some people would, they would tell me, oh, I did it and I had to come back. And I'm like, that's not my story. I'm going to make sure that doesn't happen. Like, I'm not going to fail. And I saw people like having a different trade, having work outside of the jail, the prison. And I said, oh, I want to do that. I want to maybe do construction or have, do something else. And the only thing that I felt like I was good at the moment, because I did have low self-esteem, was helping people like lose weight. So I became a personal trainer, and I didn't want to wait 5 years to or whatever. I didn't want to struggle. I wanted to make things happen now. So started, personal training, and I helped so many people lose weight, and I helped so many people heal, and so many people would come to me and like, you changed my life. And I didn't really know how to take that, because I just applied my formula that I created, the system that I created, the glitch in the matrix that I created. And as I'm, seeing a way out, and I'm helping people get out of their own way, and I'm helping people, get out of their program, their stuck program, and create a new program, I started to look at fitness differently. And I didn't want to cross boundaries, but I started to, and I crossed boundaries telling people like, it's deeper than working out. It's deeper than pushing weights around. It's an emotional release of trauma. It's an emotional release of an outdated program. You follow me? So working in the jail, I saw it as an experience, as a program, and I felt myself becoming a part of the program. So I started to disconnect myself from the program because I didn't want to have a short life. I didn't want to just retire and then have a chance of like having a heart attack or, I didn't want to be a part of that system anymore. One of my best friends, she transitioned to the other side, and that really gave me the strength to just leave. I didn't want to be a part of the system. I'm not saying it's a bad system, but when you feel like you're not supposed to be in a space, if you feel like you're not supposed to shop in a space because it's not fulfilling you, and you feel like a prisoner of your life, you feel like a prisoner in somebody else's program, it's okay to glitch it. It's okay to AKA break the loop. It's okay, AKA to leave. So I created a system. I created a formula for myself, and I told myself I was going to leave. And I didn't have a day. I didn't know. People would ask me, hey, Daniels, come sign your eval. I'm like, no, I'm not going to be here next year. They're like, when you leaving? I don't know. I'll feel it. And I felt it, bubbling up, just rising to the surface. It was a detoxification of my old life. It was me breaking the wheel. And finally, one day I just heard it loud. It's time to go. So what is that saying? You answered the call. I answered the call and I left. And my gym, I had more time for more clients, and I had a great gym. I had a sauna, I had everything. And I heard it again. It's time to go. So I moved to California following this voice, but obviously I had to get some confirmation. I had to get some readings just to make sure I wasn't crazy, because in the jail, working in a prison life, you just go crazy, and sometimes you just don't have a mind of your own. At times you just so I'm still trusting myself. I'm still learning how to really tap into me and understand what do I want. And I know I wanted this feeling of my day off. I wanted to feel like I'm on vacation. I wanted to feel like it was my birthday. So that feeling felt right. And, having readings from people I trusted, it was, okay, let's go. Let's do this. And it's been so fruitful. So to conclude this beautiful story is, if you feel like a prisoner of your life, if you feel like a prisoner of your emotions, if you feel like a prisoner of something that you just keep telling yourself, this false belief system, this identity that you're giving yourself, if you feel like a prisoner in somebody else's system, in somebody else's program, it's okay to glitch that program. It's okay to break the wheel. It's okay to start something new. AKA just listen to yourself. A lot of times we're like, okay, I'm just going to do what you did, Nikki. No, you have to follow your heart. Your heart is the GPS system towards your purpose. And a lot of people are like, what do I do? Just do what you love. And I fell out of love doing that type of work. And I realized, in that space, it was just an experience for me. It was grid work for me. And time's up. So you keep following the different levels in your life, and you just keep leveling up and leveling up. And a lot of people like being in the lobby. A lot of people like being in the same class, the same program. And it's okay to graduate that class. It's okay to go to another shift to another program. It's okay. And a lot of times when people are on the lowest level of their life, where they feel like a prisoner, that is when school is in session. That's when you become almost a dark space. And I'm just going to give a visual real quick before I end this, but it's just like being a prisoner in a cell. And in that dark space, you just really make a choice. It's either rebel against the system or create your own system. And creating your own system, it requires stillness. And the stillness from this little box that you put around yourself, this prison that you put around yourself, when you are in this space, in this school, in this listening, in this dark space of you, that's when school is in session. And from this dark space, you start to build the tree of your life. And I know sometimes it can get dark, it can get deep, it can get ugly, but just keep digging and keep unpacking and keep learning, because the deeper you go, the taller your tree. And this tree is your fruit, is your harvest, is your all of your desires, your manifestation. Like, it's our birthright to be worthy of it all. It is our birthright to be rich, to be energy rich. It's to never settle. So law enforcement officers, anybody that, just any line of work, if you feel like you are, again, a prisoner of your mind, body, and you feel like you're in somebody else's system, like you're in a hamster wheel and you're just in this wheel and you just want to stop walking this life, you want to stop being in this classroom, you want to get off of this hamster wheel, you can. And if you want to know what direction to go, just put your hand over your heart and do things that feel right, and have a plan. And just have a plan, just like you order food. Like, hey, can I get this and that? And you know the order is coming to you. Make a plan and understand that the order that you are putting out into the world, into your world, is going to come to you. And it can come in a matter instantly. It can come in a matter of days. It can come in a matter of months. It can come in a matter of years. It all depends on you. It all depends on your power of assumption. And it took me about 5 years to finally break out of that prison mindset of, I don't want to do this anymore. And I didn't. I took an early retirement, and it was the best thing that I ever did. And I am grateful for my experience, because it gives me so much other fruit to branch off of that experience. That experience was the foundation, but I wanted more. Everything that you do, even if you're on a weight loss journey, and for my clients, I help them build the foundation, aka I just put them in front of the mirror and I help them build the foundation. The rest is up to them, just like the rest is up to you. From that foundation, what tree are you building? The tree of your life or someone else's system? Listen, stay rich.